Okay, the Netherlands have beaten Canada 2-1 in their final group game of the Women's World Cup. Both sides have qualified for the next round. The Dutch have topped their group. The Canadians have finally conceded not just one but two goals. They'd actually gone to this point of the tournament with a shot against them on target. And Stephanie Labbe has finally conceded two goals and has to pick the ball out of the net. The Dutch slightly edged the game as well with how the play went. I think it's a fitting scoreline for the game, although it could have been much, much different as the first half and the VAR decision would prove to be. So VAR has had an impact on the outcome of the game, which has been crucial. But let's have a look at the scoring. Decker opens the scoring on 54 minutes. Sinclair gets her first goal of the tournament, crucially, and she's trying to beat Abby Wambach's scoring record. She gets that on 60 minutes, and Beerenstein scores the winner on 75 minutes. I think looking at how the possession stats went, the shots on goal, the passing, the general stats, a 2-1 is actually a fair result for the Dutch. The Canadians, their low scoring is proving a problem for them. The Canadians aren't scoring enough goals. That's a big criticism I have of the Canadian side. They have a lot of possession. They're very accurate in possession when they do have it. Not the case today. They were less accurate today, and again, their lack of goals is a big concern. They're easy to defend is the basic answer. They're easy to shut down and defend. They're too reliant on Sinclair up front. If you can isolate Sinclair, then it's easier to shut out the Canadians. Two big talking points from the first half. I'm going to start with the offside. It's a correct decision. I'll ruled off for offside. Tight but fair. No need to go to the VAR to faff around for minutes and overturn that decision. It's unfortunate. I think the Canadians actually at this point in the game were kind of on the back foot, and they put the ball in the back of the net, and it is chalked off, but it is the correct decision. The bigger talking point is the use of VAR in the opening minutes. In the first minute, a Canadian player is fouled in the box. Penalty is awarded. The next 3 minutes are wasted with the VAR review that goes on and on and on. And yet again, VAR has proved, I wouldn't say decisive in the outcome of the game. I think the Dutch would have possibly still won the game. But it has had an outcome and a bearing on the game because at this point it's a 0-0. It may be in the first minute. The game has finished 2-1 to the Dutch. It could have finished 2-2 had the Canadians went on to score the penalty. Crikey, the Canadians may have gone on to win the game, and the Dutch may have lost. VAR has proved crucial in the outcome of the game. 3-minute review to overturn that penalty to a free kick. Also going against a precedent set earlier in the tournament in the USA-Chile game where a similar incident happened where a player is fouled right on the edge of the box. The foul continues into the penalty area. A penalty is given when it was a free kick. Big question mark over that. There is a wording in the rule saying that if a foul is initially, the contact's initiated just outside the box but carries on into the penalty area, it should be a penalty. And if we're going by the wording of the letter of the law and by precedent, that should have remained a penalty. So consistency in awarding decisions using VAR is also a hot debate as well, and is being rightly questioned. And I think the Canadians will be slightly frustrated and very frustrated with that VAR decision. And 3 minutes is a lengthy spell of time to waste on reviewing that play. This comes hot on the heels of, obviously, the Scotland-Argentina game last night, where VAR has, and at the end of that game, has proved so controversial and has caused one side to be knocked out and another side waiting on results to go their way because of the length of time used for VAR in that game, and then the subsequent use of added time being cut just really stupidly short, resulting in both sets of players being bemused at the final whistle. When there should have been 8 minutes of added time, they added on a couple of minutes, and it finished 3-3. In this case, while I don't think necessarily it is the ultimate defining decision of the game, it goes against precedent of a previous game where a similar incident has occurred. It goes against a new wording in the letter of the law when it comes to contact carrying on from outside to inside the area. And yet again, the length of time taken for a VAR review has, had a bearing on the game, plus the decision has had a bearing on the game. Hopefully the USA-Sweden game doesn't have the game decided by a VAR decision with the two best teams in my book, possibly in the world going head-to-head in their final group game not long after I finish this video. I mean, they kick off in 40 minutes as I'm recording this video, so hopefully the USA-Sweden game doesn't end up with a VAR decision like that, be it right at the beginning or right at the end of the game, because VAR is becoming more of a talking point than the improved quality of the women's game. And it's interesting to note that the FIFA are trialling some of these new rule variations and changes at the Women's World Cup and not at the Men's World Cup of last year. That is a big, big talking point. I don't think FIFA would have risked doing it for the expected backlash. And they are getting backlash after the shambles of last night and the uncertainty and the questioning of last night's decisions in the Scotland-Argentina game. I honestly do. I think they've chosen a tournament where there's going to be less viewers and less money on the line, whereas last year, biggest tournament in the world, they make some changes, but the remit of VAR seems to be completely different, and I'm not even sure if FIFA are getting the use of VAR completely correct. But that's is what it is. I'm going to leave that there. The Netherlands 2, Canada 1. Some talking points. Let's see what happens in the rest of today's action. There's 2 games left. The US obviously playing Sweden. That's, I think, for me, possibly the game of the tournament so far coming up. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Please place your comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.